Hello.
Hi.
It's nice to be here. Hi. Hello. Where are we right now?
We're in Newtown, in my house.
Oh,
Yeah.
thanks. Who are you?
I'm Felicity. I grew up in the country. I now live in the city with my partner, with my dogs, and I make stuff.
How's your day been?
Oh, good. Yeah.
Cool.
It was like a nice set out the to-do list and knocked off all the to-do list kind of days, which doesn't happen. It happens like twice a week, so.
That is actually really fucking positive.
Yeah.
And for a Wednesday.
Yeah.
Like, early in the week.
Yeah.
Knocking it out of the park.
I think because I had this to look forward to, I needed to like tidy my desk and wanted to feel accomplished by the time that we were talking.
That's
so
fair.
yeah,
Set your week up
kicked me
good.
into gear a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, you make lots of things. You do art and visuals of lots of different kinds. So
Yeah.
where did that sort of interest in art and fashion as well, like, spark in your life?
Definitely, like as I was a child, I think growing up in the country, I always believed that where I grew up was like culturally and creatively stale. I wouldn't say culturally anymore.
Where was it?
It's just country, Tamworth, so it's like country music capital. It's got culture.
Totally.
Yeah, but it like definitely it was like it took them like years to get like a theatre where you could kind of perform. It's just very old school, and I was really obsessed with the show Art Attack, and every weekend it would come on, and I'd make my grandma take me to the spotlight and go and get all the bits and pieces, and so I was very much inspired by being told what to do, and then I kind of would take that and run off with it and develop my own design of whatever he was making.
Yeah.
And yeah, I was kind of like a bowerbird, you know, like the bird that picks up shiny things it sees on the street and then
just collects
takes
them.
it,
Yeah.
then like gives it to its family and its nest or whatever. But I always was inspired by anything I saw and then tried to make it into things. I was like really good at art in high school, like practice, not theory.
Yeah.
And then like I don't know, I was just really obsessed with going to Spotlight. Really into like artistic shows, and I just think it's innate to me.
Who taught you to sew? Did you teach yourself?
I had like a lesson in school, like in year 9, which I just remembered kind of basic stuff, like how to thread the machine and that. But yeah, I taught myself really, but I was only ever kind of doing straight stitches and that. Like it was just I can see how it would be hard to understand how, like, what needs to go to the right side, like putting things back to back and then sewing that seam down and then how that looks right. I can see how to some people that isn't obvious. But,
totally.
But yeah, to me it was just kind of obvious. And then once I learned how to sew, I kind of got obsessed with looking at the way things were made, and I'm like, I can separate all the pieces now and figure out how that's put back together. I'm not actually a terrific sewer though. I'd learn how to make the one thing I need to make and then repeat that.
Bum bags. I'm good.
Yeah, I made bum bags. I don't know how many I've made. I've probably made like 200 in my life, but they used to take me over an hour to make.
That is a lot of fucking bum bags.
Yeah, it was a lot of time, a lot of TV shows.
Yeah.
But they were fantastic. That was a real explosion of like creativity for me.
Yeah, totally. Like that was 2016. You guys were doing markets and stuff like that at first, and then you started retailing at Cream on King in Newtown.
Yeah, very early days. Like the first. I was selling them the prototype, like that.
That is so cool.
Yeah, it wasn't right though.
Yeah,
like,
naughty.
But they were happy with it, and I improved the design, and then figured out how to streamline it just for myself, and then so that was cool. What's
the process now with the biggest Truthless merch and stuff? Do you guys do you still just do the part of the designing?
It's just about mocking it up, coming up with the design and then putting it together on Photoshop and outsourcing that manufacturing, because I could the amount of time I saved from not making those things anymore, which I would still love to.
You guys can do business.
Yeah, exactly. And that was a big lesson for me, because I was very obsessed with making bum bags. I was very proud of that, and you know, even though Cam was always kind of like, it's great, but it's sucking up your time. Like, you need to outsource so that you can, imagine what more you could do if you could free up that time. And I was like, no, I'm happy. But it kept me here. And then when I finally did outsource, that that exploded my time and like ability and skills. Like I could finally think about new things to make. Like it was which is, I think it's a lesson of outsourcing, right?
Yeah,
you just go,
yeah.
like I don't have the capacity to do this, and that like it's such a basic concept, but it was a big deal for me to learn that.
It's just a lot of trust.
Yeah, but it was just my pride as well. I was like, no, I'm the only one who can make this. Like,
they're my bum bags.
Yeah,
Fuck
and I'm
you.
like, I couldn't let it go. It's a very fixed mindset thing, and I'm growing from that. So
Yeah.
yeah.
You're a twin, right?
I am a twin. Oh my god.
Do you think that affects you creatively at all? Like, how has that? And you're a pigeon pair as well, like boy and girl.
Yeah.
So that's kind of cool.
I've never heard of that.
Isn't
Yeah.
that what
Well,
it's called?
it's funny. He's like, we are so, like characteristically different. He's so sporty and fit, and he's an engineer, and he's smart, and he's like he's just such a great Aussie guy. And then I'm like this anxious, creative, like sort of really colourful, naughty person. Like, but together we're like a really good team. And I think that we have the same thinking process, but his is better than mine. But like when it comes to sort of problem solving in that, we make a good team.
Yeah.
But no, he like, we couldn't be more different, sort of. But we're very good friends as well.
Tamworth, you grew up in, are they still all up there?
No, Erin's in Melbourne. My brothers are in Newcastle, and then I'm here.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, and my dad's still up in Tamworth.
Yeah, nice. Yeah. I've spent some time in Tamworth. I went to the Country Music Festival one time when I was like 6, and I went onto the big screen, and I remember just turning around, and there I am on like this really big screen, and it was just really weird.
Yeah.
That's all. I was in like a little pink cowboy hat. It was very cute.
It's so cool how it evolved. Like, I loved it as a kid, and then as an adult, it's still fun. It's just like a bazaar now. They definitely had more rides and stuff, I think. Or maybe it just seemed like that when I was a child.
Yeah, you like all of the lights. You know?
It was amazing because it was like the only time the town was alive at night, and like you'd come home with like streamers and blown up like animal balloons and like lights and all the weird kitsch stuff you buy at festival things.
Yeah.
Now it's really cool. Like I remember probably like 10 years ago, I felt like Melbourne people started to come up and then country folk became a thing, and then it got really cool and hip. And I feel
it's different
and
now.
it's like I can't deny it. I love country music so much.
I
love the twang. I love a slide guitar. I love how emotional it is.
Get this woman a banjo.
Yeah. It's not the front. I can't
She's got
play it very
one.
well.
I don't know. I just stumbled upon this before. It's a year of Sadness Academy next month.
Yeah.
In like 4 weeks. How has been building a small business?
It's been really cool. It's really it can be really intense because I know when people are like, oh, you're doing the job of 3 people. It's like, no, you're doing the job of like 16 people because you're the photographer, the editor, the writer, the maintenance, the maker, the dispatcher, the face, like the model, the everything, like the social media scheduler. It's been really fun. There's been a lot of times when I've wanted to almost just bring someone in and be like, I'll give you 50% if you can just take 50% of the workload.
Yeah.
But I'm really like, again, it's that kind of thing where I can't really outsource very, very well because I'm so proud of it. Like I like that it's mine. But I also like that, what I hope is that I feel like it is everyone's, you know, like I hope people feel like they see bits of themselves in it. But it's been good. I definitely dipped there for a bit, like where I don't know why, I just reached like it was almost like the middle of the project, like the slump, like, and it wasn't like a lack of sales. I just like wasn't posting. I don't think I posted for like 3 months or something at one point. I'm like, oh, I guess it's over. But then something happened where like, I think I had a meeting with like Cam about my role in Struthless and that, and they were like, okay, we'll make you this thing now, so you'll be in charge of this. And then it was almost like the fact that SADESS Academy got bumped down to my 3rd in priority list, that I just was like,
no.
Yeah, you know when you have the thing to do and you're like, you know what, I might do that thing instead. Like, so it just picked back up, and I'm really happy that it did.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's like you have to be 3rd in my priority list to get done.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's been really nice to rediscover the love and flame for it, for sure.
Totally. How long were you brewing this idea? Why did you want to do it?
Probably, because in May I made those glitter baggy earrings,
Yeah.
which was another one of those like massive pride moments for me. Everyone just loved it. I was kind of like, yeah, I love it too. Like, it's such a basic idea, but I thought it was so cleverly produced, which is really like it to say. But something like that, and I'm like, why don't I just make like other weird, funny stuff? Like, why don't I just make whatever I want? And then why don't I just build a brand that isn't like every other brand on Instagram, and actually do that whole, like, we want to be authentic, like, be like no, I'm having a breakdown today, like, I'm not going to do this, or whatever. Because, like, obviously, like, Instagram's just a highlight reel, right? Like, it's really depressing to be there sometimes. Yeah, and, of course, there are so many pages that are up now, like, meme pages or personal blogs and that, of people who are, like, their thing is, like, about not positivity, but like they're very authentic self kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I think I just wanted to, I just wanted to monetize my passion.
Yeah.
Like,
and you're very right too. It goes so far down the spectrum to be like kids' books, like The Very Hungry Caterpillar and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, so you pull from all these like different kinds of places, like where and why.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I guess. There was a lot of it where I'm like, I am very nostalgia driven. Like a lot like the Matrix stuff is, like even Kermit to a point. Kermit has for some reason trends on like the internet, like because of everyone taking that puppet of him and doing. There's so many sad shower Kermit memes, and when he's folded up and when he's like, there's so much, and I love it. So I was inspired by that. But I don't know why, but I think it's because it's a formative year thing, right? Like, you're young and you're naive, and of course you don't understand, and maybe that's it. Like, a childhood that's remained. The Hungry Caterpillar, I don't know why, and it wasn't even meant to. I just wanted to make. Actually, what I wanted to make was those little sparkly pom-poms. This is before coronavirus as well, and I just wanted to put googly eyes on them. I'm like, look, aren't they so cute?
Oh no!
And it looks exactly like the coronavirus. So, and then I'm like, oh well, I have all these pom-poms now. So then I just saw, I was like, oh, I could turn it into a caterpillar. So, and then I was like, yeah, Hungry Caterpillar. I just think it's funny. I think everyone loves it.
Hungry Caterpillar.
Yeah.
So sweet.
What else? And then, of course, like, I want to make nice things as well. Like, again, bowerbird, really, like, attracted to glitter and sparkly crystals, and I'm obsessed with, like, the AB crystals because they shine very nicely in the light.
Yeah.
And I think that's me trying to tap into that. It still belongs to this brand, but it's norm. If you're normcore, like, you could wear this.
Yeah.
And then I guess like that silly festival wear kind of thing as well. Like, it's very mixed, which I was really worried about. I was worried that people are like, I don't understand this brand.
But like, a lot of Aussie references and like Australian childhood stuff. You know? I mean, obviously like the $5 note with the little baby and such shit. It's classic. Like, it's good. Have you ever heard stories of people getting in trouble with those? That's
a great question. So my friend Techie, who he just always gets stopped by cops anyway. He is very ACAB. He just hates it. He's got like a lot. He actually looks like my twin, and he is a twin. So we might have been separated at birth.
Weird. You've been switched.
You've
been switched.
And he was wearing them and stopped by 5 cops. And I remember telling someone that, and I'm like, man, that was such an anti-sale. And they were like, yeah, you're right. And walked away, and I was like, whatever. But then we were at a party, and it was the person who owned the house who started, I think, Pandora. So,
oh, shit.
Yeah, we got invited to this. I don't actually think we got invited. I think we tagged along on someone who got invited to this party that I think was releasing a DJ set thing, whatever. I don't know. It was so bougie. A lot of cool people there. And then, and my friend Techie was wearing the earring, and Illy was there, and he storied it, and I was like, Illy storied my like glitter bag earring, and I thought that was really funny. And I wrote to him being like, if you like it, I'll send you one. And he's like, oh, thanks, but not for me. Yeah. It was really nice. And then, but another guy who's like mad supportive, he sent me a message to say, this is so wild. Like, I'm going to post it, but this is kind of wild. I almost don't believe it, but I just want to. He said that he came to his car one day. I think they'd like parked and gone out to dinner, him and his girlfriend, a partner, I'm not sure. And then when they came back, there was someone had broken into their car because the glitter bag was in the front, and they were still trying to rack it, and then they must have scared him off, and then he ran away with the glitter. And they were just like, what? I'm like,
shit.
Are you serious? Like, someone tried to just rack a bag right there. Didn't even try to, like, break in, take it.
And then go.
No.
Priorities.
I know.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Doesn't even want to leave the fucking car. Like, you got something to do. That's hectic.
Yeah.
It's real world consequences.
It gave me chills when he told me, because I was like, oh my God, I'm going to get sued. Like,
somebody's gonna get damages for their broken car window or something. Probably not that person, hopefully.
Yeah.
That's pretty hectic though. I'm glad there's been at least something, but also hectic real world consequences for like jewelry design. Like that's a lot. Like,
yes. Oh my God, you're so right. Wow, I didn't think about that.
Do you ever have anybody like disapproving of it?
When this is kind of funny too. When I posted a video on TikTok about how I make the upgraded like glitter baggy pendant, which is just a resin version of it. And it went gangbusters on TikTok. Oh my God, my dopamine spike was insane that day. I went to bed at 2:00, still on my phone, which is very like, I'm not allowed, I just don't allow myself to do that. But oh my God, but the like outpouring of love, because it was on like 120k views and like
that's insane.
A lot of comments. It was something like 600 comments. Like, sorry about them. And then it was 98% love. Like the first one, everyone's like, this is insane. Love. Where do I buy? I got like 40 sales that night. Like it was insane. I haven't been able to get it again, but whatever. And then I did repost it because it got taken down, of course. And that was just insane. But the next, I think in the first post of it, there was a girl, and I don't like actually take offense to this comment because I completely am on board with her. She was like, you're making it aesthetic and cool to do drugs, and it's not aesthetic or cool to do drugs. Or like, she's like, you're making it a vibe to do drugs or something like that. I'm like, no, you're right. Like, she's like, it actually destroys people's lives. And I'm like, yeah, like, I hate drugs. Like, sometimes. It's
most days.
Yeah. I'm like, I completely agree with you. I'm very triggered by a lot of like acid stuff for some reason. Like, it makes me very nerdy. But so I was like, firstly, thank you for calling it aesthetic and cool, because I didn't.
Yeah.
But secondly, like, her username was The Kids Want Acid, where the A was changed to a 4. So I was like, what do you mean? Like, I can't take your point seriously when you're doing you're just a hypocrite.
Kids too.
Yeah. I harbor like no hate for that, because I agree with her, but it was a bit, I just remember that contradiction and feeling like, And there was a lot of people had the same sort of sentiment. They're just like, don't, like, oh, it's cool to do drugs. Like, you're making it cool to do drugs. Exactly. You're glorifying this and that. And I'm like, if you think you've told me anything I haven't already criticized myself about, like, maybe I can use the argument of like art imitates life or whatever, you know? I'm like, it's craft. It's just craft. Yeah. Like, I don't know.
It's literally glue and glitter.
Like, it's glitter in a bag, man. Like,
what kind of things? It's the fucking words. So it's been a year. What's in the cards for the next year for you?
I definitely want to be. I really want to do tattoos.
Mm-hmm.
I really want to improve my, capacity to make more embroideries, because I think like embroidery is the tattooing of fabric. Yeah. So what is in store? I did have an answer for this. I think it's just constantly just making whatever comes. Like, I know, like, product-wise, I'm releasing a bucket hat. I know, I want to make a tote bag. Oh, actually, with the bucket hat, I was going to punch a bunch of holes in it and add the baggies hanging from it so that it's like a cork hat.
Oh my God, that is so good.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah, the flies out of the way. But yeah, it's, that's kind of short-term. I'm like, there's just a bunch of product ideas. I guess I want to evolve the mental health side of it a lot more as well, and like come up with a way, like how Flex makes her reflex cards kind of thing. Like, I almost want to, I wouldn't like create a deck of asking questions to reflect on yourself, because she's got that. But something where it's like what could be created that helps you process what's going on. I'm all really about like feeling your feelings, and then. But more importantly, process it and learn from it.
Yeah. Is this like one of the guiding principles of the Sadness Academy as a principal, you know, as a teacher of many students? What are your guiding principles?
I think guiding principles. I think this is why my favourite thing is probably the why I like this necklace, because I think it's pretty, and I think it's like, it's on trend because it's like a stacked necklace kind of thing. But as much as it is like, why am I like this? I'm kind of like, no, like,
for real.
Like, why are you like that? It's very important that you should figure that out, because if you don't, like, you won't improve or like or be happy. And I guess the point is kind of like you're meant to graduate from Sadness Academy, right? And just learn I mean, I feel so bad for people who've got the chemical imbalance and can't raw dog life like me without like antidepressants or anything. But it's helped me so much to go into my head and figure out, you know, just try and figure out like my behaviors and patterns and things like that. So I think guiding principle, figure your shit out a little bit, but in a nice way, in a safe way, and express, like, you have to express yourself. Like, I don't think, like, post pictures of you crying if you want, reach out, all that kind of stuff.
Did you make those socks?
I did, yeah. Yeah.
I love it.
They're like the dirty ones, but whatever. I'm really, really proud of them, actually. Like, because I guess it's like a cruise sock. It looks like it's a school uniform.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
You do. You have a little uniform going.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing. It's like, I think everything I make is part of the uniform.
Did Dot Academy cost you anything? Are you registered as a school?
Yeah, I think it was like $11 or something on domain.
No.
If you ever search like how to get a domain, there's a lot of special ones out there. You can get .cool, .biz, oh my god. Honestly, like almost any word, like .chair, .jewelry was one. sadness.academy. Yeah, I don't know
so
why.
Good.
I don't know why I didn't go for the .com. Yeah.
Because sadness.academy is a way cooler URL than
Yeah.
sadnessacademy.com. All right, in your own personal opinion, do we live in a simulation?
Oh. Yeah.
You reckon?
I think so.
That scares me.
I feel I have a little bit of that game over kind of thing. Like, I think that part of me has that belief that like when you die it goes like and you're like, dang it, I got like 86 years this time. Yeah. So simulation, I don't know if it's like you can have multiple. I assume you could. If it's that advanced, surely they could. Yeah, God, but I don't know. Like, yes and no, you know what I mean? Like, truly, in my heart of hearts, I actually think that we, like, as our souls, like, return to some kind of, like, place and then shoot out again. And then I think there's a multiple life thing. Yeah. Like, what's deja vu? But yeah, so often I do feel like, I feel like I see glitches in the Matrix, or I just feel it. I just feel like not really, like, connected to my body. I feel inside my body. I don't feel like I am one with my body. That's what makes me feel like it's a simulation sometimes.
It's true, but
yeah.
Are you a Keanu Reeves fan?
Yeah, I think he's real. I always see stuff on the internet about him, like, taking the subway. He seems
so
like
cute.
a nice guy.
Yeah,
like,
I think the whole internet just really likes Keanu Reeves. I think he's probably a really nice dude.
Yeah.
I don't know, I reckon.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, just watched, like, The Social Dilemma the other night, which really...
No, we started watching that last night and I had to turn it off. It actually started to, like, freak me out.
Yeah.
I was getting to a point where I was like, our planet's fucked. Like,
yeah, that's scary.
Yeah.
That
And it's
was
hard
scary.
for me to feel like I don't contribute to that
Yeah,
world as well.
totally.
And being like, but then, well, what the fuck am I meant to do?
Yeah.
Like, I can't, like, I don't know. I'm not a teacher.
Yeah.
like,
I'm only in my 20s. I don't have okay, Spike, just fucking
yeah, and like, God, I feel like creativity can be such a toxic relationship sometimes. Like, you know, really wishing that I just done something like, I don't want to say the word normal, but I'm going to say it. Like, just something normcore, you know? Like, I wish I had done, like, being a teacher, or just could be happy being an accountant or working in an office. And I like, don't even say this to put down anybody who's like that.
No,
like,
yeah,
I wish sometimes I wish I wasn't, like, creative, because I just have to, especially with social media, you have to be so deflective and careful of like not falling into imposter syndrome and like massive amount of like information overload and overwhelm, and it can be so like, I feel like I'm in a minefield when I'm doing research, and I'm pretty okay at like not caring about likes and output and stuff like that. Like I just want everything I put out there to be good quality of work, like, because I like what I make. I think everything that I make has to be good quality of work, and then I want the posts to just reach people. I want people to like feel something, you know, man, like, I don't know. But like, yeah, I guess that can be like, now I'm waking up and like checking my phone every morning, like I used to be so good at not doing that. But I know I can get myself back on track when I read a good book. Like I always go one fiction, one non-fiction, to sort of stimulate my brain. What else? Eat healthy, exercise. Like, I'm going bouldering tomorrow because I went bouldering last week and it was the fucking best thing I've ever done in my life.
Wait, is bouldering like a version of rock climbing?
Yes, it's
without the ropes.
Without the It's not that it's high. It's like as high as the ceiling.
Is there a big fluffy thing to fall on?
Big, padded mat.
Oh, okay. It's
You'll be
inside.
alright.
It's
Yeah.
inside.
It's very scary.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
I didn't want to go last week. I didn't think it was going to be fun because you're not harnessed in, but it was so much fun. And as soon as I saw it, I immediately just went and climbed. Like you just driven to it. If you're like a kid who'd climb trees and that. But there was this one where everyone I was with had gotten it. In my head, the leap was like this big, but it was only like this big. You had to be here, and then you had to jump to get this thing. You had to be airborne for like a fraction
Just
of
a second, yeah.
And height would have really helped me. But I tried it, and I tried it like 20 times, and I couldn't do it. And everybody who else had tried it a couple times, and they got it. And they were all like, "Come on, like, please, we're not leaving until you do it." And I'm just like, but I really didn't want to give up. There was no part of me that was like, but I definitely was a bit like, you'll be so upset if you leave and you don't accomplish this.
Yeah.
And but after like, honestly, probably my 25th try, I got it, and I felt so amazing. And the funny thing is like, whenever you're walking around there, it's all like kind of Silicon Valley types, like just nice people.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, I just feel like they're there so that they're not thinking about anything else. And they, like, you'd overhear conversations and they'd all say that. They're like, man, it's just like when you're up there on the rocks, it's like, you just don't even think about anything else. And I'm like, it's true, you can't. It's so much more important to figure out where you're going to put your next foot.
Yeah, totally.
To think about that hate comment.
You're going to hurt yourself. Yeah, fuck the hate comment. No, totally.
The dizzying highs.
Yeah.
The terrifying lows. The sweet, creamy middle.
Yeah.
The terrifying lows, the dizzying highs, the creamy middles.
Fucking capitalism, not letting me have the sweet, creamy middle.
That's just it as well. It's like, yeah, it's really hard to kind of feel on myself, like when I'm like, am I contributing to the worst parts, like, of individualism and capitalism and like this and that? I'm like, but I just like to make stuff.
That's all you can try and do, hey, just create and survive.
And try not to be discouraged, I think, as well, like by anything. Like, if you're happy with what you've made, then that's the most important thing.
Yeah,
that's
absolutely.
What is. I know creativity can be a toxic relationship, but it's also so wonderful. Like,
yeah, of course.
My favorite thing of like my favorite experience of making anything is that it feels like magic.
Yeah.
It feels like you had an idea in your head. This is gonna sound so basic when I say it out loud.
Go on.
But like, yeah, you have this idea in your head, and then you get your tools together and your bits and pieces, and then it's created, and it's like wizardry. You know? Like, it's like, oh, and now it exists in the world. I just think that's like fantastic.
It really is.
Yeah.
Like, you're just making stuff that otherwise wouldn't have been there, and without your action of doing that, the world wouldn't have those things.
This makes me feel like a sim or something.
Yeah,
simulation.
So we are in a simulation. Oh no, we're just Mabel and Sable in somebody else's Animal Crossing. Oh, that's so scary to think about. All right, done?
Cool.